Hello again and welcome for what should now be the third attempt at doing this live stream. Hopefully you guys can hear us now. We were just talking there about the picks. Jack, we were saying we probably think it's going to be Le'Veon Bell or Todd Gurley to go first. We were talking about later on in the draft how it's going to be a little bit more difficult to decide who's going to go where, especially with the guys that we tend to draft with. What's your expectation for the draft realistically, Jack? Picking midway through the first round, what are you hoping for?
It's quite hard because you don't get that great first pick where you get one of the best players in the league, and it's also you don't get that nice little turn where you get two picks back to back. But plenty of players to pick from, so I should be okay.
I think this is the year for me personally where I think there's enough running backs out there where you're probably going to be able to get two decent running backs. I think Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette have kind of brought the running game back. For a few years it was a passing league. QBs and receivers were going first, whereas I think you're going to be looking at majority running backs going in the first round. Wide receivers probably going to go Antonio Brown, maybe DeAndre Hopkins. Any other receivers that you think might go in that first round?
Odell Beckham at the end of the first round, maybe?
Yeah, potentially. I think if you could get Odell Beckham and Saquon Barkley, it's a big risk if the Giants don't perform, but I think that'd be a good duo to have. When do you see the first quarterbacks coming off the board, or when would you expect us to see the first quarterbacks coming off the board?
I mean, the first QB is going to be Aaron Rodgers. Earliest, I'd hope, round 3, but you never know. Someone could go really early, go round 2.
I think the quarterback position's ideal if you're that guy picking on the turn, like you say. Someone like James, maybe at the end of round 3, could maybe pick him at the start of round 4. I think that's probably the ideal time for them to go. In the NFL mock drafts on the website, they don't go till round 5 at the earliest. But we have some people who will panic, and as soon as they see Aaron Rodgers go off the board, it won't be long before Tom Brady goes. But I think there's enough good QBs there. Obviously limited to 2 on the roster, so you're guaranteed a starting quarterback. You're guaranteed at least 2 starting quarterbacks if you want them. Who do you think's any players out there that you think might be a surprise and could be worth a pick later on?
Late picks. I mean, Darren Sproles is coming back from injury, and he's always been good fantasy-wise because he can catch and he can run. But Eagles now have plenty of running backs, so probably not. Not many. They've all kind of risen naturally to the top.
Yeah, I think generally the first few picks are going to be pretty much nailed on. I think those first 5 picks, I think we mentioned when we were doing mock drafts and stuff and seeing how it was all going to work, you're generally seeing the same 4 running backs with Antonio Brown going in that top 4. You're running a big risk, I think. Someone like Alvin Kamara, the sophomore season slump, coming off his rookie year. Is he going to have a sophomore season like Todd Gurley, where he gets basically no yards? Or he could have one like Jordan Howard, where he was very solid again. Who do you think is the best player in the draft?
The highest scorer or the best player?
Who do you think is the guy who's going to win you the league? If you're going to rely on one guy to win you the league, very much like Todd Gurley did for the Flying Baileys last year, who's that one guy who's going to take it?
Le'Veon, I believe, this year.
Le'Veon this year. I believe this will be his 3rd or 4th year where he's projected to get over 400 carries, I think it was, and a lot of people say maybe injuries might start to stack up on him.
Yeah.
But obviously, you look the Steelers now. They've got Antonio Brown, and they've obviously got Juju Smith-Schuster, who would be another worth a good pick later on in maybe his round 3 or 4 if he's still on the board. They might not focus on Le'Veon quite so much, especially when he's trying to get himself a big contract. Maybe if he doesn't perform as well this season, the Steelers end up getting him on a contract again next year, because maybe he shows that he's not worth as much. David Johnson coming back.
Yes.
What do you think he'll do? Do you think he'll be back to the DJ that we saw
risky
2 years ago? The guy that made you pick him first last year?
It's risky when he's just missed a full season. He might not be as sharp as he was. I mean, he's going to be fine, isn't he? That's why he's up there in the top 4 still, top 3 even. But you never know. New quarterback as well.
I think there's going to be a lot of reliance on David Johnson, with it being either Josh Rosen or Sam Bradford. Probably going to be Josh Rosen because Sam Bradford's probably not going to be able to stay healthy for more than 3 games at least. But I think, for me, if anyone's going to fall, it's going to be David Johnson. I think you talk about Ezekiel Elliott, Alvin Kamara, Todd Gurley. those guys are all going to stay in that top 5. If any of those running backs are going to drop, it's probably going to be David Johnson. But I don't think he'll fall out of the first round.
Oh, definitely not, because I know I'd pick him up if he fell to 8th.
Yeah, same here. So he's going to be a guy that we know is going to go no later than 7th, really. One thing that I do want to talk about, the asterisk that you will see if you are watching the stream later on the 12th picking team, DT side Twats. Jack, what is that all about, just for people that might not know?
All right, so James Cartwright, owner of the Teesside Twats, a little bit of a punishment this year. We nearly kicked him out the league, as we did with 2 other members who we shall just forget about. He made a few dodgy moves. He traded with Matt Glover for some, let's say, unfair players, and then once he was out of the playoffs, dropped his whole team like a child.
Now, obviously, the other key thing to mention is when you are out of the playoffs, you still have games to play. So not only did James throw his toys out the pram, literally threw his players back into the free agency, but he then also could not field the squad for his sort of consolidation games, so to speak. So I think really what he needs to do, I think that's why he's gone back there. And really this year we just want to see a little bit more maturity, so to speak, from some of the members, hopefully enabling themselves to have a nice solid season this year in the TTFFL. I mean, is there anything else you want to touch on, Jack, or are we going to have to go for a quick break?
I think we'll go for a quick break, put the pizzas in, get everyone seated properly, and then we'll come back and the draft room will be open. Yeah, when we come back, I'll probably be in a slightly different position. I'll be leading the discussion of the picks, but I'll be sat over there. The camera will have moved as well. There's a nice green screen there. You can see behind us is going to have you obviously see the ticker coming across the board already, but there's going to be... just want to say a quick welcome to our new players.
Yeah, welcome to the new players as well. We've got Callum Sanderson joining for the first time, Alex Springett for the first time. I think they're the only 2.
They are the only 2, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously welcome back to the other guys. Unfortunately, a couple of guys left the league, but hopefully it'll still be a nice 12-team 3-division league, which should see us right up until that Christmas time. I can remember Christmas Eve was the final a couple of years ago. I think that's always nice and fun. But yeah, we will take a quick break. We'll be back, and picks will be commencing from 7 p.m. So if you are taking part, make sure you are getting ready to pick. And if you are not taking part, 7 o'clock is when the fun will begin. So we'll catch you very shortly. Right then, guys, for anyone that is watching the stream, we've now got everyone that is going to be drafting with us live. There's going to be other people drafting as well, but they're not here. I'll just go around the room a bit. Dino, you obviously won last year. Todd Gurley was quite good for you last season.
He was.
Obviously, it's unlikely you're going to get him again. Are you going to be going for a running back again? Because I know last year you said go for running back first round and then picked Antonio. So
well, Antonio was there, and you can't say no to AB, can you?
Exactly, and obviously he got quite a lot of points through the year. But this year, it's unlikely that Antonio's going to be on there. Would you consider someone like DeAndre Hopkins? Or
I'm literally just going to see who's there when it comes to me.
I think that's the best thing to do, to be honest.
I can't, yeah.
You can't make a strategy because you don't know who else is going to pick who.
No.
So you can say, all right,
you obviously have players who you want, and you have an itinerary. So like I've got like 3 or 4 tight ends in my head who wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's literally because I'm so far down this year. It's who's there.
It is very much. It just very much depend on that.
I was in a draft waiting room. What the hell?
James, obviously you're picking last. Who are you thinking of getting? You got 2 picks in a row. Are you going to spring any surprises or?
Not really. So he was there.
Shall we explain why it's last?
So for those of us that don't know why James is last, is because he released all his players after getting knocked out of the playoffs last year, which is something that he's not allowed to do. So James, will he be breaking the rules again this year?
Obviously not, no.
No?
I didn't think that was a... Well, obviously at the time I thought I was doing a good deed, but there you go.
I think it was... Well, it was. I can see why you thought it was a good deed, but really it was just you being in a mood about being knocked out, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't actually.
Rob, you pick... Where do you pick? 3rd? Who are we going for there? Seeing these players that are around.
It'd be Zeke first.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I'm going to go for Ertz as soon as possible.
So going for a tight end quite early on, that could be that's not a bad shout. Callum, obviously you probably have no idea about who you're after, but looking based on your little thing, who should you be getting?
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins will be a good pick, I think. If he's there, then you've got to take him.
Bin Laden.
Yeah, we do apologise if anyone's
Who
offended
is
by
that?
any of the logos on this.
Whose is that though?
Me.
Glove,
Oh,
the
did you see
reason
my team there?
reason I didn't speak to you earlier is because obviously you've got the first pick in this year's draft.
I do.
Who are you going for?
All will be revealed. The trade secrets in this book are very confidential at the moment.
Todd Gurley took Dino to the title last year, but Le'Veon Bell is probably the best running back in the league. Ezekiel Elliott's got the
course,
most running
Le'Veon
backs
Bell.
over the last two years. Sorry, James, go on.
Le'Veon Bell's had a bit of a dispute, hasn't he, recently? And I don't know whether his head will be in the right frame of mind in this season.
That's the thing. Do you think then, James, obviously as a Steelers fan, do you think Le'Veon Bell's going to fall in this draft, perhaps down out of the top five?
No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
you
but
might. But
I would just say,
sorry.
personally, he might start slowly this season, purely because
I think
that issue.
my other argument is I think Le'Veon Bell needs to have a big season
Who does?
to show that he's worth the money that Todd Gurley got. So he needs
So
to
they can have
perform.
the right mentality, really. Because he might
Exactly. I mean-
sulk, mightn't he?
To be honest, there you look at them top five players on there. I mean, Antonio's the only real safe bet, isn't he? But I think after that's when it gets all confusing. I think, like you say, Dino, it depends on who's there. When you're picking at 9, it could be absolutely. You could have anybody there, but I'm not sure. Obviously, the first of the pizzas is steamed in there. So
Lovely bit of child porn, this.
Hanson, I don't know if you can hear me, but who are you going for?
Well, I think I might have to go for Todd Gurley.
We better not just have the shite pizza down the centre.
You try to go Todd Gurley in the top 2.
It's just coming out the
Yeah, depending on who Glove goes for.
So you see who Glove goes for, and then pick it from there. I think that's what you need to do, really. I think it's going to be an interesting draft. I think I've got 12 people. I think there's only a couple of people that aren't here live picking it, but I think they will be if they can. James, who's your prediction? The first quarterback off the board? Who's it going to be?
First quarterback off the board. It's a difficult one.
Is that the meat one?
Yeah.
Very difficult one. I don't think at this point in time. Rodgers or someone like that.
I think Rodgers is a good shout. Which quarterback are you going for? That's been your worst position probably since entering the
Someone
league.
better.
Sorry?
Someone better than I went with the last year.
Who did you have last year?
James Winston.
And then
I don't know.
did you not trade him for Eli Manning?
Might have.
He did.
I think both the Bucks and the Giants had a shocking season as well, didn't they?
They did, sadly.
Yeah. But didn't you pick up Jimmy Garoppolo later on and didn't he steam you some victories?
I did. Suddenly gave me a thought there.
Well, I mean, obviously, when you look for the QBs, he'll be on the list, so you would have remembered him at some
I know.
point.
I remember. Yeah, he played quite strongly at the back end of last year.
Well, he won all of his games.
I thought, yeah, he might be the quarterback going forward for the Twats. Unless he's picked by somebody else.
It's all fun and games till your entire strategy goes out the window after the first round pick.
You can't make a strategy, can you? Because you make one and then.
The thing is, though, I feel like this
Big
draft
mind strategies, son.
is not the most important thing. It's just like how you do it in the season. How
These
do you
kind of
react to your
details that
players not
happen.
performing well?
Is yeah.
Can you get in them other?
You've got a draft order and everything.
Can you pick up them loan
Strategically
signings?
planned out.
I think Glove's actually on his little homework thing. He's actually put everyone else's pick in what he expects them to take as well, and then he's got a full draft plan.
Oh, I have, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to throw him then with my first pick. When I pick a kicker.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yes.
That's great.
Chilies.
Just stick it up there.
Chilies. Fuck yes.
Well,
Get
just
inside me.
pick them up, put it on there,
Whoa,
and
nearly
just
dropped
fucking
it.
sling that on there for a bit until some slices get hit.
Sam. Aiden. You picked before and then after me.
Yeah.
Are you going to steal all the players I want?
I didn't.
Well, I think me and you always had very contrasting ideas of drafting teams. I think we've always both looked at each other's teams and said,
And the red one's just pet.
I appreciate that's a good team, but it's not a team I'd want.
True.
I think that would make it quite good because I think the first round we could end up going for a similar player, but
Fucking warm up.
me and you are in a situation where it's looking like, to be honest, it's going to be Saquon Barkley or DeAndre Hopkins. I would be going for in that position, probably for us too.
What about when,
Have you got a round that you'll pick a QB in? Round 5, round 7?
To be honest, I've got there's a few quarterbacks I've got in mind, and I don't mind leaving it late and getting better players in at receiver and running back and taking a consistent quarterback performer. I think there's enough good starting QBs up there. You don't need to rush in for a QB round 1 or 2. I'm not going to go for. I'm not going for a Drew Brees or a Rodgers. If one of them falls to me, I'll take it. But I haven't got a name for someone like that.
This is all Super Bowl preview.
Do you have any idea what DP?
How about? Sorry. There's 3 or 4 players that I'm looking for in the defensive player position. Couple of linebackers and defensive backs, generally, like we've been saying. I think obviously you probably have an idea of who I would like, but it depends again who's there and if how early people pick them. If people are going to pick them round 3, 4, then it might be worth diving in. If not, then I think it depends. I think the draft kind of falls with how people do it. Like if you got if someone dives in for a pick early doors then and gets a QB, then you kind of have to go for a QB. But I think just play your own strategy and just pick the player that you want. What about you in terms of a DP? Is it going to be a back or a linebacker?
I'm hoping to go for Kuechly, but we'll see who falls.
Obviously, Kuechly's my first go on the DP, but for me, I think it just depends on.
I'm not going early. He could go really early and just guarantee Kuechly. But
they're not worth enough points.
They're worth the same as a tight end, so you don't want to go any earlier than the 5th or so.
What message you?
I don't know.
Speaking of tight ends,
Can't fucking glove. What you?
got any tight ends?
Tight ends.
Kels?
Kels was good last year. Although Rob said he's getting him in the 2nd round, so fair.
Where he falls to be fair.
Gronk, I don't really want.
I want Gronk again.
Is it Jesse James for the Steelers? Decent. Olsen,
alright, yeah.
decent.
Wasn't he for the Cowboys?
Who's that?
Jesse James.
No, is that a joke?
It was a joke.
Very funny.
The antler.
Isn't that tumbleweed?
Obviously, Hunter Henry's injured, so he would have been somebody. I think maybe look for teams with rookie QBs as well for tight end in the tight end position. So whoever the Jets tight end is might be a guy that the QB goes to a lot. And Joku could be a decent pick because Baker Mayfield might use him quite a lot. If Mayfield's to start.
I think Tyrod's starting, so let's avoid the Browns.
They said Tyrod's going to start, but then again, I mean, Willie, when it comes down to the actual thing.
2 minutes.
Yeah, Grover, you might want to enter the draft room, son, as it's 1:49 before the first pick comes off the board.
Can I just bosh it off now?
No, because
You are the first pick.
to start. Yeah, you are the first pick, though. And see Rob looking at Tyrod Taylor already there.
So Broncos and Springer, the only 2 haven't made it.
Yeah, but we know obviously like just to
Draft rankings, haven't they?
yeah. So Broncos for the win. He's at work. He has set his rankings, and Springer is in Italy, and he has also set his rankings. I mean, completely fair reasons is to not be at the draft.
Hope he's enjoying the fine pizza at this hour.
And just in case anyone watching the draft is curious, the pizzas are pretty nice as well.
Really nice.
I thought they were about a 3 out of 10.
Oh, Richarlison scored
They're
again.
much better than I remember. I think I might have been getting
Sorry, that game, do you know?
as the ones.
2-1.
They were alright.
Richarlison got both.
That one was definitely better than the first one. Purely because it had more stuff on it.
Oh, that cheese
55
55
Even
cents.
Nemesis scored a cracker.
I heard
Just
that.
cheese
On
pizza.
par with a slice of lettuce.
So the mini cheese and tomato pizzas used to get.
Sanderson.
Fine.
Because he looks like a Viking.
Draft begins in 40 seconds. So what do I have to do here then?
No, when it goes, you just pick who you want.
Steam match.
Same with football when you done the other day.
I didn't do.
Oh, didn't you?
No.
I should have done it then. Good practice.
It was actually.
So it was a meaty slice, someone please.
I'll chuck you a meaty something.
Never mind then.
20 seconds.
Well, pass good back. Meet one when your hands free.
That's alright.
Pass him your meaty.
No rush.
Glover, who are you picking?
Very much.
First pick of the draft is about to happen. Glovy's just tucking into a pizza. In 3 seconds, he's got 2 minutes to make his pick. There's no rush.
You're on the clock.
The El Toro Grandes are on the clock. And I think he knows who he's going for.
Your team is
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley's gone.
Todd Gurley's gone first.
Todd Gurley comes off the clock. Glove. Good pick. Hansen. Will be angry at that. He wanted Gurley. Will he go for Alvin Kamara second, or will he go safe for Bell? It's a conundrum that he didn't want to be in. You can see him thinking. I'm not quite sure on what he wanted there. I think we all knew Glove was going to go for Gurley. Being a Rams fan that he is.
Le'Veon.
And Le'Veon does go, and you just can't leave a player of that calibre on the board. And I think it's Ezekiel Elliott next.
I thought you said you weren't picking him, Hanson.
Well, you know,
Brown's gone.
have faith in them. You've got a shot. Yeah.
Sheffield's gone.
I am miles behind here. And what are the Sheffield Salamanders going to do? Antonio Brown's been picked by.
And Brown.
Who picked Brown?
Elliott went, and then Brown went.
Oh, Jack Dixon picked Brown.
Broncos.
And then currently on the clock we have Brim,
Then another live pick about his position.
David Johnson, Alvin Kamara, and Saquon Barkley all still there. Let us see who Brim goes for. It's going to really push my pick. He's gone for Saquon Barkley. He takes the rookie.
Christ. Oh, very good.
Bold.
He takes the rookie early on.
I like him.
Saquon Barkley, of course, doesn't have a photo on it. So.
He doesn't know. He's with him being a rookie. He will get one though. And he was the player I was going to hope to get because I didn't think I'd be able to get Alvin Kamara. But I have managed to get Alvin Kamara.
Kings.
Solid choice there, I think. Still, David Johnson, like we said, Jack, he was the running back that fell. But it is now your pick. Are you going to go for Dave again, or are you going to...
Sam Top. Still.
Oh, sorry.
Dave at the minute.
Will he go for David Johnson? He might have the same name. Will Dave pick Dave? Or will he go for something? Look, Leonard Fournette's still there. James, would you get Fournette if he fell to you?
I would.
Looks like that you could.
Very tense here.
See who Dave selects.
With Dino stated his interest in Fournette now.
I think it just depends on who's there at the time. I think that's what needs to be doing.
I'm still waiting.
And Dave taking his time on this one.
17 picks till the next one. Christ. No fucker left in the board.
The 7th pick in the draft. Rob, you managed to get hold of Ezekiel Elliott. Are we happy with that?
Yeah, well, I had him last time, but he was banned.
Yeah, he was banned for a few games. Yeah. And I think it's going to be David Johnson to Dave here because. Oh no, he's picked Kareem Hunt.
He's picked Kareem Hunt. Massive last year, Kareem.
Kareem had a very good start to the season last year. He does need another good running back there, though. I think Dave. I don't think he can rely on Kareem himself. Jack, are you going to? Pardon me. Go with Dave again.
I mean, I picked him first last year, and it didn't turn out all too well.
But he's not the first overall pick this time. You're going to be getting him at 8th in the draft. He's probably the best player on the board still. But you still have DeAndre Hopkins, Melvin Gordon there as well.
I like DeAndre Hopkins. Fantastic wide receiver.
Do you go that high for him? We have had one receiver off the board. But you got to think rookie QB, David Johnson. And I think if he doesn't go now, he probably goes. And it is David Johnson. And Dino is going to go. Who are you going for, Dino?
It was LAC. What team's that?
Chargers.
Los Angeles Chargers.
Dino thinking, oh, you can tell his draft's going to be a little bit different to last year.
We're going to have to go to new depths, aren't we? With more people in the league.
It's the same amount as last year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because some people
Oh shit.
were removed from the league.
For their actions.
Or inaction.
I almost,
they're
almost
inactivity.
lost myself a place in the league, but I'm still here.
Who is Dino going to go for?
There's a lot of good players still up there.
There is.
Depends what position he goes for.
Melvin Gordon.
Ooh, interesting.
Melvin Gordon, that's a great pick. I think he's a guy that they rely on heavily.
I like his blue dreadlock.
The Green Bay team now.
And the Green Bay team that we now on the clock. Callum will go. Callum could get DeAndre Hopkins here at this point, but he also could get Fournette, Odell Beckham as well. And he gets DeAndre, that's a great pick.
Now on the clock.
And
Team is now on the clock.
2 picks.
2 picks go really quickly, and Cartwright is back on it.
Who did you go for?
Bring it with a good pick. He wanted a running back early on, and he's managed to get hold of him. And it's good to see that the
Odell Beckham. Wow.
Who did you go for?
Dalvin Cook and Odell Beckham.
And who else do we have going straight? Devontae Freeman. 2 great picks there from Springer, and it's good to see that his auto picks have actually worked for him as well. He'd be quite happy with his draft so far.
They're the best 2 running backs so far.
Obviously, that's you.
Yep.
And now here is Sanderson again. Julio Jones up there, Michael Thomas up there, Keenan Allen, LaShawn McCoy. And the players that I'm looking for.
Who have you got so far?
Fuck knows. Kobe Bryant, I think.
James, on the turn, you got Dalvin Cook and Odell.
Yeah.
Like to comment on that?
Yeah, reasonably happy. I just saw Odell there and I thought, why not? Giants had a very poor season last year, but it can't get much worse for them.
And you know
Dalvin Cook
Odell's
looked
going to play
like
well.
one of the best running backs in the league until he got injured. After
Minnesota tends to play by committee running back. Does that concern you?
no, because he was the main one, wasn't
He
he?
was when he was fit, yeah.
When he was fit.
Sean McCoy.
LaShawn McCoy could pick that there from Callum, and I think Dino probably would have been looking at LaShawn there.
Especially in the snow, just wait for the
Buffalo cold games, and LaShawn will get a lot of yards.
Your team is now on the clock.
And who is Dino selected there? Michael Thomas, great pick from Dino.
Cool runnings.
So it's pepperoni pizzas now.
And
That's me.
the pepperoni pizzas at this point will be going for a receiver based on looking at the running backs that are on the board there. And I think I know which kind of guy that he's going to go for, I assume anyway. There's a lot of good receivers out there still.
A lot of good players up there.
Comments on that crappy.
No,
Julio didn't have the great season last season, but the Falcons didn't have the best season last season, so this could be he could be a player that was get selected.
Gronk's still up there.
Who chose this pizza?
I think Herbert.
Sorry?
I said who chose this pizza?
Callum.
Beautiful choice.
It's a good choice, that one. I agree.
I see that you've avoided some bias by not having a pepperoni pizza on the table.
It's a good point, yeah.
I'm curious as to who he's going to select here. Some good players still out there. He's been got 40 seconds. This man has been known to run the clock right down at the bottom.
I'll always run it right down. Don't worry about that.
I'm hovering over Adam Thielen now. I can see a player that he would be definitely thinking about taking. Devante Adams there, AJ Green as well. Kels. There's a lot of good players out there. And he's going to go for Christian McCaffrey.
Oh!
And I think that's a good pick.
I was looking at the other running back.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers has
in the
gone.
3rd and 4th rounds, and I didn't like
And
his
Aaron Rodgers has gone in round 2.
Today.
Oh, and to be fair, Rodgers took him to the playoffs last time out.
Great QB when he's fit.
And now it's me on the clock. And who's going to join Alvin
We did
Kamara?
predict Aaron Rodgers would go in the 2nd round, a bit earlier than I thought. I thought it'd be the end of the 2nd.
I thought it'd be the 3rd round potentially. But I'll take Adam Thielen at that position. Brim went for Saquon early.
What's Brim gonna do?
Intrigued as to what he's going to take here.
Julio's still, he's not a reach to pick Julio now.
Julio is dropping badly right now.
He's gone.
And yeah, well, but he needed to go there.
Yeah,
He needed to go Julio. It's a good pick.
Great
but
value pick there.
to get him as late as he has. And here comes Rob.
That's Broncos.
Oh, sorry, Broncos.
Broncos.
Just on the
Broncos for
pick
the
at the
win.
moment.
Would they be looking at Keenan Allen?
Potentially Keenan Allen. Potentially those guys at the top. I'm trying to think of players actually that the Broncos do have. Maybe someone like Royce Freeman. I can see Jack Dixon going for a Broncos player. Because he is obviously a keen
Demarius Thomas up there for the Broncos.
fan. And I'm just looking through now. There's going to be interesting for the next few picks. Some great players out there, but an idea of the player I'd like to go.
You've got the turn. You get 2 picks in one.
Glove does get the 2 picks. That's going to be interesting.
That's very.
Has he gone?
Still no pick from Broncos for the win. I believe he's auto-picked at this point. Unless he's back in the draft round.
It looks like he's back in the draft. Then.
Intrigued to see.
Jordan Howard.
John Howard goes off the board. That's a decent pick.
I had him.
Good running back.
Very good.
Good tandem there.
Now on the clock.
Oh, that's Hanson there on the clock.
And Hanson, who is Hanson going to vote? Rob picked Deshaun Watson in round 2. That's a great pick.
It is a very good pick.
That's very early.
That is early, but I think
He could be the star QB of
Deshaun was going to go off the board
season.
early on. I think that's a good pick. I'd be happy with that one. Still early, still some good players.
Look at that projected score. 333.
What's that for, Deshaun?
Deshaun.
Jesus.
Flipping heck, that is a man who, obviously last year as well, was injured for half the season.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
Hanson's really looking at it. I think Hanson could go for someone like Keenan Allen.
On
He's
the
gone for
clock.
Keenan Allen.
On the clock.
And he takes Keenan Allen, the best player on the board at the time. And here are the El Toro Grandes. He can now go and get 2 receivers, or a receiver and running back in this pick. There's enough good players still
He looks
out
a bit like
there.
Sanderson, Keenan Allen.
Because of his large beard.
Yeah, that tickled Hanson.
Look at him beaming up there.
If Hanson and Callum had a kid, it's Keenan Allen.
It would potentially be Keenan Allen, yeah. I can see that.
Then I'm bottom.
Let's see how
Tricky area now, isn't it?
Not really, no.
he's looking through.
Who's gonna go at this? Who's picking Glove? He's got 2 picks. He's certainly not rushing his
looking
pick.
round. Yeah,
There's good players there on the
Checking
board.
his notes.
the board.
Checking the notes.
He's going
Broncos
right
for the
down
win,
the
keeps
board.
dipping in and out, making an effort, I see. Even
It's
though
always
that's
nice to see. It is. It's not the first man to have drafted from work.
I did so last year. It ended appallingly.
Hanson has Le'Veon Bell and Keenan Allen. That's a good team already.
I think most of the teams are looking good so far with the first 2 picks. Early reach for someone like Deshaun
Tyreek
Watson,
Hill.
but we're good.
Tyreek
And it
Hill
is Tyreek Hill that's come off the board for Glove.
And he's on the turn, so he's got
And he's got
pick.
another pick.
He's on the turn.
Tyreek was
He's
a
running on
player.
the sprint.
He's
Ty-
winning on the sprint there.
Tyreek, a player I was looking at
Oh,
myself.
fantasy
quick.
points for you, Sam. Gone in there.
Don't they call him the human joystick?
Big Val
What do you
Jimenez
think?
getting himself on the score sheet.
Oh, well, that's always good in the other fantasy. And he goes for Gronkowski, you have to take
Good
Oh.
pick.
him there.
I can hear the pain in Jack's voice there.
Sorry. I'll live. And the TB12 Prodigy now, there's some good players out here still.
I'm just hoping there's enough depth left
Gurley,
in
Hill and
the
Gronk.
key positions to.
Good team, that. I don't think he'll finish last this year.
We'll
I think
see.
he'll finish penultimate bottom this year.
And now I'm torn because I don't know who to take in these next few.
So we're awaiting Hanson here,
Hanson's
looking
pick,
at
you can see that he's looking at that quite keenly.
Still got over a minute left.
No, I'm good.
Hanson, who's his first 2 picks?
It was
No, no, no.
let me just double check for you there. Le'Veon Bell and Keenan Allen.
Le'Veon Bell and Keenan Allen. Yeah, he could be a running back or a receiver or a tight end at this point.
He'd probably want to avoid Devante Adams simply because of his bye week. And he'd have a lot of players on week 7.
I've got years till my next picks now.
And he's gone for
I waited quite a while.
Collins,
I had 2 in a
running
row,
back.
and then I had to wait
You
like.
just take Alex Collins from Baltimore. That's a big pick early on.
And
and
Ertz going there.
And Ertz goes. Who's that to Rob? Yeah, we knew Rob was going to take
That was,
Ertz. Good pick in that
Right
position.
in there, Rob.
Rob's building a good team, I think. There.
He's shown Ezekiel Elliott and Zach Ertz. Great.
That's
High
a good.
scorers.
They're high scoring players. Yeah.
20 picks till my next.
Just depends about whether he can get the backups in there
Yeah.
as well. Whether he can build other good players around that team. It's nice to see people going off there what they believe themselves rather than just going for what people think.
At work at the minute, what will he get?
Bit of beef there. I mean, Broncos for the ones got decent drafts so far.
Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry goes. That's
Brown. Juice Landry.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, you're gonna go then.
And now it is the Salamanders. Let's see what Brim can do with
Features
his
heavily
pick.
on Hard Knocks is Juice Landry.
As a leader apparently as well.
He is a leader.
Good to see.
A lot of locker room.
And he picks. Who did he pick?
Kirk
there?
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. So QB's going early on.
Kings,
I mean, that is
on the
good
path now.
at the Vikings because they've got plenty of receivers. So
And now it's probably the worst.
I mean,
pick.
you would
need
go for Tom Brady before Kirk Cousins, wouldn't you?
You would argue. Well, there's a lot of quarterbacks out there what might go for before then.
Kenyon
Dre.
Kenny, I just need another running back. I'm not being in the situation last year where I only have one.
Who went there?
AJ Green went
Green,
fast
sorry.
to spring it.
So this is me, the pepperoni.
Oh no, not to spring it to Dave. On the pizzas now. Some good players out there on the wall. Larry Fitz still there. Travis Kell still there. Although I know this man hates Travis Kell. So
I do hate Travis Kelce, but I also need a tight end at some point. I've gone for
Here's Travis Kelce that he takes.
I hate the man, but he gets fantasy points.
And here are the Baileys. Any idea who you're going for? Do you know what position you're going to go for?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just double checking. See if I've not missing anyone too obvious.
I mean, Devante Adams is up there.
Yeah,
Mike Evans, Fitzgerald, good
Larry
players.
Fitz, yeah.
McKinnon's going to get more carries in San Fran.
I mean, let's have a look at the flaming.
I was going to go for McKinnon now, you know.
You can pick any
Thomas,
position.
yeah, you could, I think McKinnon wouldn't be a bad pick at this position. You know he's going to get most of the ball.
I'll go for him instead because I know he's got a good quarterback.
So he has gone with Devante Adams there.
Devante Adams, I think, is a great pick at this point.
McKinnon straight away there.
And who did McKinnon go to?
Your team is
Callum
now
takes
on the clock.
McKinnon and Spring it as
Baldwin.
picked to Baldwin.
Yeah.
And here's the twats with the double pick. Let's see what he does now. I can see Cartwright maybe diving in. Well, I can see Juju Smith-Schuster on my thing there.
Schuster has gone.
And I knew he was going to take Juju Smith-Schuster. And Stephon Diggs as well, still there.
Cartwright on the turn on his mobile device there.
And probably going to be taking a running back at this
Ingram.
point. Am I right in thinking?
Strong choice.
He's gone. Ingram.
He takes Ingram.
I was almost tempted with Ingram.
Will Mark Ingram see the majority of the snaps this year?
Mark Ingram's banned for the first 4 games, but when he comes back, I think him and
Is he?
Alvin
Oh, well.
Kamara will
That's what you get
take
for
that.
not doing any research. So
Yeah, but Mark Ingram still will get a lot of
Derrick
points.
Henry's
Just
gone
make
for-
sure you take another back in the draft. But
Spring it there.
thank you for
speaking of Derrick Henry, that's a good pick again. Someone who could do well. See a few players around
So
on people's devices.
The team from Green Bay on the clock.
Team so far.
The Green Bay team.
Advice.
How'd you look at your team?
Selecting.
Fair point. You make window bigger. There you go. Team roster. So you've got running back, wide receiver.
Plenty of discussions taking place there.
One wide receiver, 2 wide receivers.
Rashad Penny, Joe Mixon, good players at
Yeah.
receiver. Josh Gordon there, Golden Tate, Stephon Diggs, Allen Robinson.
Yeah, wouldn't be a bad.
All these players that
choice.
haven't yet
Wouldn't be a
been
bad
picked.
choice.
What wouldn't?
I mean,
Larry Fitz still up
Wilson.
there.
I wouldn't be my first choice.
Carson Wentz still on the
It's the
board.
highest ranked left.
Yeah.
Cartwright fancies himself a Kit Kat here.
And he's selected
Greg
there.
Olsen, the tight end.
Greg Olsen, that's a great pickup.
Oh, I was just going to pick
You'll
him.
notice the the stress is kicking in with Cartwright as he tucks into his bowl of sugar.
Cartwright, Cartwright's riled though because he's thought instantly, I picked Odell, who, if Manning's rubbish, that's not going to be good. Then I've gone and picked a character that's banned for 4 games.
Team is now on the
I don't know
clock.
what Cartwright's
Delaney
feeling
Walker's
right
gone.
now. Delaney Walker, some good tight ends
I
going
think
off the
everyone
board
will
now.
just team
Jack, you've already
around,
got
but-
yourself a tight
Yeah,
end.
thankfully.
I think you're probably the weakest team going.
You might be left in a situation like me right now when there isn't going to be.
You never know, do you, from the draft? Though. hard to tell.
So there's a big three receivers there.
Three big receivers, and are you in need of it? I think it's more of a. Sorry, that was the wrong
Yeah, but even
I've already got my running backs. I need receivers.
Move it down there.
Mike Evans will make a lot of catches. Larry Fitz we know is good. Ty we know is alright.
I've reached quite far there.
And he's gone for Alshon.
I've reached quite far.
It's just really fun. That
Sam
happened.
top ash bottom again. Davies.
Dave from Mammoth from uni.
It's projected to fall
Chris
to the
Smalley.
50s, but I don't have a pick till 56. So
Is Davies in this one? No.
You drop down.
it's Dave now on the clock.
Who's he got on his roster at the moment?
Dave. Rogers, Hunt, and Green,
He could do with another running back, I think, at this point.
or a receiver, or a tight end. Plenty of options. I mean, Larry Fitz is up there. Certainly a good pick.
Larry Fitz is someone you've got to go for, really, I think. And
Mike Evans has dropped quite far from last year as well. Highly rated last year, Mike.
What's the character you?
And obviously disappointed massively at the twat. So,
He did. He had some good weeks though for you, didn't he?
some alright weeks. Yeah.
still yet to select.
Not so much as a mild brush off.
That's awesome. And he's taking Josh Gordon now, hasn't he?
No,
Not Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham.
Lynch is still there.
A tight end.
Not making that mistake again.
Mine,
So Kings now. Sam, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
I believe statistics
I
are
can see
correct.
T.Y. Hilton on his team.
T.Y. Hilton supposedly had the most receptions in the NFL for the last few years, so in the PPR league, I think it's got to be a decent shout, and with luck coming back.
And he's got him. T.Y.
That could be a
Hilton's
good
gone
pick.
there.
He was always good for me. He's been in my team the last two seasons. We sad to see him go.
I was actually going to pick him last round, so I can enjoy it, so I'm glad that I managed to, that people held off on him.
Brim here. Larry Fitz, you had him last year. Could he go for Larry Fitz again?
Larry Fitz will be a very good pick at this point.
Mixon as well.
No, Mixon.
Mixon's also going to be a good pick.
Larry Fitz continues to fall.
As does Mike Evans.
Yep. Broncos now on the clock. Who will they take?
No, I think with a rookie QB, maybe Larry Fitz will be a good pick.
I mean, let's have a look at the draft board.
Not an awful lot of great tight
Hanson's
ends.
gone there, unfortunately, but you can see who's available.
Lamar Miller.
Lamar Miller goes to.
He has gone for Lamar Miller.
It's a good pick. He likes Lamar Miller. And Rob's picked Josh Gordon. That's a good pick from Rob. Rob's building a decent team here.
Yep.
I'm impressed by it.
Yep.
For a man who knows professors well, and not fine, well, he knows absolutely yet nothing about the NFL. He's picking an alright team.
I think it's like man.
So Hanson now on the clock. We'll put him back on so you can see him. There you go. Oh, that one.
There is Hanson. Considering. What's Hanson got on his team at the moment?
TB12 prodigy. Le'Veon Bell, Alex Collins, Keenan Allen, and that is it.
Needs a receiver, doesn't he, really, I think, there. Before they all start dropping like flies. Evans and Fitz still on the board. I know Hanson likes a veteran player.
I mean, we're going to see it any second now.
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs, what a good pickup that is.
It is.
Right, here we go.
Very good pickup.
And El Toro Grande is on the turn. Who are they going to pick?
Of course, Stephon Diggs, the miracle in Minnesota.
Let's see if we can do that again.
Every week, every player.
Happy with your pick so far, Hanson?
Just looking through them running back.
Yeah, quite happy. Moment.
He has made. I think he's made some good picks. I think the teams. I think so far all the teams are quite strong. Glove consulting the book, is he there?
Yeah,
Ronald Jones.
Consulting the book.
The man who brought a draft book.
Do I take a chance or do I go for someone a bit more proven? That's the question.
Of course, he has 2 picks.
He needs everything.
He just went for his first pick. He has 2 picks in a row.
He could do another running back
Can
in case
actually go
Gary
for
doesn't
someone
Fairly soon, yeah. Probably want to go.
But then the backs, maybe at this point, you're not going to get as strong as what you could have done earlier on. Players like Dion Lewis still out there, I guess.
So we're just awaiting Matt Glover. El Toro Grande is here. He's on the turn, so he's got 2 picks, so you can reach quite far.
Remember Moody took it at Hanson.
Wish I could pick Rudy.
And Joe Zinko. Or Joe.
I'd have picked Ocho Cinco first every year.
He's thinking about it.
It meant if you could pick up his fines every time you got a touchdown, then you say it's fine.
He's only got 10 seconds of this pick now. Hey.
9 seconds left.
Oh goodness me!
He's gonna have to pick someone now.
Is he faltering under pressure?
He's went with Lewis.
Well, he's got Dion Lewis.
Oh.
I don't know if he picked him or if he was given to him.
It was a pick, but it was a nervy pick.
Just well, you got another one now, isn't it?
I'm
We can
to
wait
declare
another
that.
2 minutes for this one. Sick.
So he's filled his starting running backs.
I think I should have just gone for 2 wide receivers instead. Much better options available.
Interesting players on screens around the room, I'm assuming. I'll see what Rob's got in front of his.
This is private, this is.
Dino's got on his there.
I've got Joe Mixon, who's been picked.
You actually.
But my curse is on the person who I think I may go next one, which, you know.
Your team is now on the clock.
Laurie Fitz.
What time he went? Jesus Christ.
It was about time that Fitz went.
Isn't that about time? Mike Evans
TB12
went?
prodigy. Look at that badge there. Fantastic.
Great.
Oh, he's through it. He's through it as he picks TB12.
Oh, you'd be happy with that one.
Look at him. He's chuffed as chips.
He's a happy man there, isn't he? It's in the business there from Hanson.
I was picking him.
There Tom Brady goes.
Not to worry.
And here come the flaming wheels, and who they picked there?
I think I might have just threw it away with those 2 picks.
Ronald Jones, a rookie for Tampa Bay.
Definitely should have went
Not a
with
bad pick, that.
Tom Brady.
You probably will get the most carries in
I mean,
Tampa.
it's Tom Brady, and you had 2 goals. Okay.
He fills that running back slot Rob needed.
I think Rob was looking at Marlon Mack, and I thought he was going to go for Marlon Mack. But he picks Ronald Jones.
Broncos for the win here. They need a QB, they need a tight end as well.
Very interesting to see who
Why don't you
he's
just steam in Amani Cooper right now?
He's gone for Cam Newton. Good
It's
pick
Cam
there.
Newton. I mean, Cam, will he have a good season? As a Panthers fan, I'm never sure. If he has a good season, he's the best quarterback in the league. If he doesn't, then he's probably the worst starting quarterback in the league. No offense to Cam.
Still a good pick there.
Prefer picking him than Kelvin Benjamin, though. You wouldn't want a wide receiver who couldn't catch.
Who's fat?
Exactly. Next time he decides to moan about Cam, he needs to remember his own physique and his
I
ability.
mean, he got 300 points last year, Cam. Not that
You
bad.
went there.
That was Mike Evans.
Mike Evans finally goes. Who was that picked by?
Sheffield at Salamander, so Brim there picking, well, a steal potentially.
Jones and
What?
Mike Evans on the steal.
What?
Sheffield Salamanders. I believe they got both on the when they fell quite low to them.
Oh yeah, you got Julio and Mike Evans.
He has got Julio, Mike
That would be
Evans,
one of the best
Mixon, Barkley
receiver
and
cores
Cousins.
last season, I think.
You've got a decent team there.
Well, season before.
Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram needed a tight end, probably the best on the board at that point. Man who did very well for you, James, later on
JJ
last
there.
season.
He did.
Oh, David picked JJ.
David JJ, not a bad pick at this point in the draft. Not a bad pick.
So this is myself here. Oh, there is someone I like a lot.
And he's picked.
I picked Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson goes. And here come the Flying Baileys.
I've got a long time to wait.
Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones is a good pick.
One of my least favourite
Good
players.
receiver there.
I think he's been horrendous for the last 2
Andrew
seasons.
looks fit this year. Will anyone pick him? Maybe
I wouldn't be picking him.
first year back after about 5 years out.
Oh shit, I've got my team wrong. Not to worry.
I like to pick people that can actually play the sport.
Ooh.
Sassy.
We all know my feelings on Andrew Luck. Absolutely awful quarterback.
Not many Colts players have gone actually.
And the many golf players that have gone. No, I'm looking now and seeing a couple that interest me. I mean, obviously I took T.Y.
Yeah. Drew
Did you
Brees
say
has
that you
gone to
wouldn't
the
get a
Green Bay
look in
team.
your team, Sam?
Good quality.
Your team is now
Andrew.
You wouldn't get Andrew in mine.
Wouldn't get a look
Followed
in.
by
You
Pierre
wouldn't get a
Garçon.
look in, no.
Just bring it.
Oh, it's about time.
Yes, spring it takes Garçon.
Pierre Garçon last year. What
But
was
Pierre this year, might do well this year with Jimmy G.
Carl Rudolph to Jimmy. Our Jimmy the twat.
Yes, and that is not offensive to him. He is called a two-sided twat. Picks Kyle Rudolph. I bet you're probably slightly disappointed by that pick there, James. I think probably you were after Evan, weren't you? I think. From the
No, I'm
Titans,
actually not.
No? Oh, well, good pick though, Kyle Rudolph.
Thompson's gone to James as well.
And Chris Thompson, the running back, and what a great pick that is. And that's a player I certainly
I
would have
noticed
been
James
looking.
does not have a QB yet.
He's not the only one without a
Biding his
QB.
time.
There's 32 QBs, not 32 people in the league.
Tight end gone there. Jordan
And then
Reed.
Jordan Reed goes to, was that Springett?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are going to be characters and start
Who's
picking
Green Bay?
QBs.
Yeah, thing.
Some QBs.
That would be Sanderson.
Oh yeah.
Here come the Green Bay team.
Who did he go
Golden
with?
Tate.
Just Golden Tate, that's a good pick. Golden Tate falling.
Your team is now on the clock.
Who went there?
Big Ben.
Roth. Oh,
Roethlisberger goes.
that must have been Bailey's, was it?
It's a hit to
It was
Jimmy.
the Baileys, the title-winning QB last season goes
What?
again.
So Peters on the clock.
Some good players out there.
Allen Robinson got injured week 1 last year. He could be a good pick.
Alan Robinson could be a great pick. Also, someone like Alan Hearns from the Cowboys could be a good pick too.
Demarius Thomas for the Broncos. Who've the Broncos got thrown in the
I've
pigskin this
got a guy
year?
with a good
Case
name.
Keenum.
So I hope I get him next round.
No, not him then. Crabtree, no, he's at Baltimore. Chris Hogan, no, he's a Patriot.
Brandon Cooks, prime for a big year,
Brandon Cooks could have a huge year.
especially with Jared Goff. We know what a pace he has. Robert Woods was very good last year.
He was, yeah.
We look at defensive players now.
No,
What is
yet,
it?
I'm not-
still on. He's Woods is a receiver.
Hmm.
I think he's filling this offense early on. I mean, I think the first defensive pick's going to be when everyone picks. Whoever decides to go first, I think everyone's going to follow.
Who's throwing the pigskin at Chicago?
Mitchell Trubisky,
See, he's crap as well.
but he's now been
What's
given
happening?
weapons. He's going to rely on someone like Allen Robinson.
Wait, why is that?
I'm really saying
What's
there's no one
DST?
else up there. Really
Defense.
I think you should go for
What,
it.
grabs
Jackson?
my attention. I'm gonna have to go for Allen Robinson.
I think Allen Robinson's a good pick.
What do you need to pick now?
Yeah.
Beaters take Allen Robinson, and who have we got on the board now?
Whatever you want, really. You need
Dave.
to start
Let's see
with
what Dave goes for. Who's Dave picked?
Which one's
Amari
best to pick
Cooper.
first?
The one I was avoiding.
Probably. Have you got a
It's an
QB?
awkward one, but I'll go for him at this point.
Who's your QB?
Quickly taking
Drew
Kevin
Brees.
Coleman.
Needed a player.
Big reach though. I saw him right down there.
Kick or defense.
Needed a player that can play running back, and I know that he will. Obviously,
best
he
available now,
could also
probably.
play flex. He makes a lot of catches.
What QB are you looking at then?
Various QBs still in my mind. Probably won't be going for one yet.
Round 6, of course. It's still early.
Like James said, there's 32 QBs in the league.
Jack Doyle, great tight end.
Was that picked by Brim there?
That was, I think, by Brim.
Glove, 2 picks coming up. Who are you looking at?
I have options.
What kind of position are you going
Why is
for?
he getting loads 2 in a row?
Because he went first.
I have loads of 2 in a row as well because I went last, I think.
Brandon Cooks goes to... Yeah, that's a great pick.
Your team is now on the clock.
And is this Hansen?
Robert Woods there has gone to Robbie. Great pick, Robbie.
Robbie's having a good draft here. Let's hope he keeps on top of his team this year. That's a team that could do very well. Who are you looking at, Hansen? Who are you thinking?
Thinking Devon.
Punchy.
Devin Funches will be a good pickup at this point. Cam's number 1 target.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Devon.
Devin Funches, that's a good pick. I like that pick.
Worked wonders for me.
Devin Funches had a very good year last year. He's primed for a breakout season this year.
Worked wonders.
And Glove with the 2 picks in a row. Let's see what he does.
Go.
He's gone for
Jared
Jared.
Goff, that's a great pick.
Good
That's a
LQ
great
there.
pick there. Gets himself a quarterback. And I think all of his positions are pretty much filled now.
Kicker and defense, yeah.
Mm.
All that's remaining. Oh, and of course the individual defensive player.
The IDP is going to be interesting because I think most people are just going to take whoever's top on the board at the time. If I'm totally honest.
Probably. So Glover still because he's on the turn.
One and on the sprinkler.
I think if he goes for a kicker at this point, I think that's a bit
Your
daft.
turn is now on the clock.
If he picks the Jags, that's a fantastic pick there. Some very good picks in Hansen again now. Demarius Thomas has dropped all the way down here.
Oh, look how red my head is.
Again, defences,
Basically
32 teams. And generally, you see who the good defenders are, and you can pick a free one that's available
Yeah,
week by week.
I would agree with you there, James. But I think the Jaguars, they
is a good
probably
one.
are the
Yeah,
best
no,
defence.
that's a
I think
strong
that if you're going to take one, you take that one there. And who's just been taken there? Cameron Brake goes to Hansen. It's a good pick.
Cameron Brate has gone.
And here goes Rob, and he takes Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack.
Great pick there. The starting running back now for Indianapolis.
I'll live to regret my defensive pick.
I was going with him.
I'll get you a drink. Just stay there. Got a can.
Could I have a pep as well, please, Jack?
Anyone
Can I
else?
have a pep as well, please, Jack?
3 pep.
Suck us off as well while you're at it.
I'm not doing that.
Any Kit Kats kicking about?
Jimmy's got
Jimmy's knocked them all.
He's the
please,
midget gems.
Yeah, I'll have them, thank you.
Cheers, fam.
Cheers, my man.
I was like to midget gem.
Will you miss anything? Broncos for the win. Finally, Demarius Thomas comes off the board.
Sheffield Salamanders.
And the Sheffield Salamanders take a kicker at Goskowski.
There's nobody else scoring those little
Goskowski, probably not even the best kicker in the league,
one, so
goes
he's a fool.
really early. Thank you very much, Jack.
Did he have him last year?
He might have
Whichever's
done.
got most chilies on, preferably.
What?
Davis.
Me, please.
You can get it yourself then.
I just got on the table, please.
Kings take Corey Davis, and then Dave takes
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn.
He had to go.
He's the starting running back.
He might do well. He might.
Did you not see his run in pre-season?
Pre-season doesn't matter for.
I know, but he did look quick. He still looked sharp.
Oh yeah, against the
Never
team's
looked
third string defence.
Quick, he just looks strong.
He just ran through them. Like he was playing against the Steam.
It was like he was playing against this team, wasn't it?
Not with me out there.
Oh, Jack.
Oh yeah, it's me.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit gutted Marshawn's gone.
You were always getting Marshawn late on if he was there, weren't you?
He's still
Who will use the running back more, Washington or Seattle?
Who are you thinking? Rashad Penny?
Yeah.
And who's the other one you're looking at?
Devious. Go, are you going?
Right, he's out for the season, so not him.
Who's got Marshawn?
Dave took Marshawn. The Pep Peters looking at a receiver there. Think that'll be a good pickup. Devante Parker himself will be a good pickup actually. Sonny Mike Michelle. Sonny Michelle, that is a good pick at that time.
I think I'm gonna have to go.
Flex position.
Don't know what that means.
Running back, wide receiver, or tight end.
What's DP?
It's Ty Montgomery.
Defensive player.
No, what's BN?
Who?
the flying
Ty
really.
Montgomery.
Ty Montgomery's alright,
Stick
yeah.
anyone for your bench.
He's yeah.
How about Devontae Booker?
Usually get like
Again, he's
a
alright.
QB and
How about
a couple of
Rashad
players to swap
Penny?
out because as you go
Supposed to be the
through,
rookie in Seattle.
you have like bye
probably gonna
weeks
get the
where a
ball a
couple of
lot.
players won't be able to play.
I like his name.
Dino goes for
Penny.
Rashad Penny.
Rashad Penny is very good.
The Green Bay team now.
And here come the Green Bay team. Who do the Green Bay team need?
You have to take a chance, don't you?
Your team is now on the clock.
Vikings have gone.
Vikings go Callum
It's your
and
twin pick
Wentz
again.
goes
Springer.
Springer. That's a good pickup.
Quarterback.
Your team is now on the clock.
And Jimmy Garoppolo's gone.
He's gone to Jimmy, the twat.
I'm not surprised with that one.
And he is gone with the defensive player.
And James goes with Anthony Barr. That's the first defensive player off the board. Springer takes the Rams defense.
Oh, Tucker's gone.
Tucker goes. It's going fast now. Here the
Good
Flying
choice.
Bailey's on the board.
Got Flying Baileys already.
Ugh.
Looking at defense now. No, sorry, he's not.
I am, yeah. Oh, well, defensive player. Which turns out the one that I wanted is gone, so I'm just gonna fill up the bench.
You've
I
got me
think.
defensive player. We've gone for Anthony Barr.
No, there was just some guy who was ranked way ahead of everyone else.
Oh.
What did you
Way
say?
gone. I think so, yeah.
Oh, defense.
Oh, if I
Yeah.
search something.
Who's picked the defensive? I think there's only been one defensive player picked, hasn't there?
James.
What's
Malcolm
One of them.
Jenkins.
what one of them's defensive player like?
DP, the last
DP.
when you go.
ID.
Yeah, individual defensive player.
Oh.
I'll go with that guy.
Your team is now on the clock.
And as you take Malcolm Jenkins, good pick.
He's up.
The Pet Pizzers.
You're always on my mind.
No, I think I want to go and get my team just to make sure.
And good pick up there of the Eagles.
Yeah.
But without Malcolm
And you
Jenkins,
could-
of course, because he listens to me.
You do, yeah.
And here is Dave. Who's he going to go for? James, how are you feeling about your draft so far?
It is what it is.
Keekly goes
I'm
there.
hoping it'll
Very,
go
very
well.
good pick.
Rather than expecting it to go well.
Let's see.
Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes goes. Interesting pick by myself there, but I would like to. Quite keen on that player.
Salamanders now.
Let's see. Maybe it's time for a defense at this point. Who's on the board now? Texans have gone. My Brim.
Gone.
Broncos for the win.
Oh,
Good team. Defensively, they need some Texans, so
very
they need to
gaseous.
pick them
They are a good team. Broncos for the win. Who will they actually pick at this point? Quite sure who's still up there at the top of the board. Royce Freeman. And he goes for Duke Johnson. That's a good pick. And Flaming Wheels now on the board. I'm curious as to what they are going to do. Flaming Wheels.
Now they need a defense.
Your team is now on the clock.
And he takes the Broncos, I believe.
Yep.
Good selection. TB12 Prodigy now.
TB12 looks probably looking at the defense now. They're all coming off the board.
Like James says, 32 defenses. You know, someone might turn up and have a good year.
I think the tactic last season was to pick whoever played the Cleveland Browns at one point.
That was, but I think that might not work quite as well this time.
No, maybe not. But there might be one team.
The defense is I think, are the player that gets dropped and picked up as much.
Linebacker.
The linebacker goes. That's a good selection. Defensive players now starting to get picked. Yeah, and the El Toro Grandes. What do they need at this point? Let's have a look.
Oh, there he is.
Need a
What
kicker,
guy.
kicker and a defensive player, and then these guys are got everything.
What's the matter with Zeralian?
Zerline?
Yeah,
Nothing. No. Kicker.
because he's got no Fantasy 18 projections. Is he injured?
They might have picked a new kicker. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no.
What?
He was my kicker last year, I said. And he did alright.
Yeah, it was good.
Greg Zerline, yeah.
Greg the leg. Can't imagine they've got a new kicker. He's good. Might be injured.
We're still waiting.
Underwent surgery in December.
That'll be it then.
That was last year though.
Maybe they didn't know.
Yeah. December 2017.
What's talking about 2018, is it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was just
I thought
last
he
season,
was
so
my
wasn't it?
kicker though last year.
Yeah, but he was out by the December, wasn't he?
I don't know, he's still kicking field goals for me. Oh no, but our thing finishes, doesn't it, early?
Yeah.
Right.
Only got 20 seconds, though, Glove. And he took Michael Crabtree there. That's a classic Glove pick.
Couldn't have
Get in
win, check
there.
out somebody.
Good old Crabtree. Let's hope no one grabs his chain this year.
Bigger Cabe, that absolute thug.
Who's picked him?
Sharp Hansen.
Hate a Cabe to leave.
Richard Sherman.
What's he saying?
Talking about Richard Sherman there.
Don't know who that is.
He's at the 49ers now, isn't he?
He isn't, he looks awful. He's really slow.
Doesn't look very slow.
And who's Glove pick here?
You can look it up. Look at your order.
Your team is now on the clock.
Where is Hansen picking now after Glove picks?
He does go for Zerline in the end. And here come Hansen.
Trying to get points across the board rather than just overloading running backs like they always do.
Bills come off the board. That's a good selection. Flaming Wheels are on. And that's a good selection, Matt Ryan. Although he already has a QB, so he's stockpiled them.
Can't go wrong.
It means that he can't take any more QBs now, though.
We have a bigger bench than last year.
And that's very true.
Oh, no, we don't. We only have 4. So we have the same sort of bench.
Sheffield Salamanders. Oh, sorry, the Ravens went there, and then the Chris Hogan's gone too.
Ravens and Chris Hogan.
And then the Panthers coming off the board for me.
Yeah.
How do defensive players work for scoring points and
Tackles and picks and fumbles and
Yeah.
stuff.
Tackles quite a lot.
Some to Ashbottom now.
Heart.
If they get a pick six, they get like 100 and something points because they get the
Cock
yards and the touchdown. So pretty good.
No, they really want a defensive
And the
back there,
interception.
then.
Yeah. Safeties get you 6 points as well, by the way.
Some top
If there's anyone who gets
Ashbottom.
as safeties.
That's a safety.
The Steelers.
And the Steelers got picked there. And now the Pep Pizzas come on.
And I don't want to. There we go. I don't want to rush it, but Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack gets picked.
I like him.
Potential trade target though, isn't he? Khalil Mack at the minute.
Good guy.
Oh, he's a great player. He'll be good wherever he goes. If indeed he does leave.
Flying Baileys now.
Who was the Flying Burleys?
Do you know? Devontae Booker.
Booker. And then
Bobby Wagner.
Wagner.
Your team is now on the clock. Your team is now on the clock.
Johnson.
It's the absolute pace there. Better. Good stuff, guys.
Saints have gone.
And James with 2 quick picks.
Oh, he doesn't play for
Mosley
the
gone.
The damn fin.
CJ Mosley went there, and this must be, and obviously the auto picks there. This must be around about the time when in spring it's been going for these players too. So that's quite good. Green Bay franchise.
Who did the Green Bay team use? No one. No one.
Just benches now, and obviously the players that are going to do a job.
Stafford.
And so that's a solid pick.
Excuse me.
And with Bailey's up pick here.
Cooper Cup.
Cooper Cup, that is a player that the Baileys were always
Great signing.
going to be keen on.
Jules is back at the Patriot.
Is there any slices of that?
Edelman, he's banned for a few games, isn't he, Edelman?
Where's who's the Flying Baileys?
Dino.
Oh.
Why Flying Bailey's doing?
Because the guy I thought was some Australian daredevil called someone Bailey. We named him Bob just for alliteration purposes. And the photo is just minutes before he plunges to his death.
Alright.
So,
Good video, actually.
I thought it was going to be a reference to Josh Bailey.
Same.
No,
Oh, no.
no, not a big one. No. Oh, can't stand him. Can't stand him.
LUFC.
Watching
I
me,
mean, I've
watching me,
watched
the
this.
only person watching this.
I'll stab him if he is.
We a knob.
And the pet pizzas taking the time in this one.
Pet pizzas.
Oh Christ! I'm gonna try and pick Chubb up next.
Chubb.
Love a good Chubb.
Pick Chubb Jack Day.
Which Chubb?
Nick Chubb.
It's not Brad Chubb,
Nick Chubb.
who actually
I
is in
think
the
Chubb,
draft,
man.
isn't he?
Huh?
What?
Brad Chubb is up for selection, is he not? Somewhere? Was he not selected in the NFL draft?
Who are you saying? And what
Brad
you saying?
Chubb.
Through the mumbles.
About him?
I'm lost now.
Has he been picked?
No.
Don't think he can be picked, can he? Isn't he a lineman?
Yeah, you can pick defensive lineman.
I'm not gonna pick him.
That's why Luke was picked.
Oh, and that flew. We ended up with Jordy Nelson and then Case Keenum.
Case Keenum's flew off the board there.
Look at those things. Just like
Janoris Jenkins there.
Is that your only DP?
Ronald Darby.
Ronald Darby gets
Darby,
picked
wow.
by
Broncos for the win now.
because the highest one there, weren't they? I think that's what they've done.
ESPN.
You know, best defensive player.
Broncos. Who would
Strategy now.
Darby will do a job for you though. Probably his second year now, not receiving any guidance anymore.
I don't know if he's doing this time.
Who would for him?
What Broncos for the win will do. That's fine.
Bit of that.
Dino, how are you feeling with your draft? Are you happy with how it's gone thus far?
I think it's fairly okay across the board. I mean, there's no outstanding people there, but I think it's good all round.
I think unless you got one of the absolute stars in round one, like Antonio, then you're not really going to have anyone
When
outstanding.
you're picking so far down.
It's more of a solid
That's true.
season.
As long as we're not tight end.
He hasn't. Maybe that's what he's looking for now. Maybe he's trying to find somebody who's just going to magically be that guy. But it's taking his time to do that. 10 seconds.
I'm not winning this anymore.
5,
Picks are so far.
2,
It's ridiculous.
1, 0.
And who's ended with
He picked
Trey Burton. He did go for the tight end then, yeah.
Get in, big tray.
What about the Eagles, Trey?
And here is
Rob.
Rob, now picking, I believe he's having a look at the defensive players now.
Your team is now on the clock.
Demario Davis there, the linebacker.
How many points can the
New
defensive
Orleans.
players score?
Many of them.
I mean, on average.
Don't know what it works for.
Probably.
Like that sort of caliber.
Yeah. Here comes Hansen. What's Hansen's needs in this one?
Hansen needs a kicker. That's about it. Everything else is just depth.
I think most people are just needing kickers now. I don't think they'll be wasting picks this early on a kicker.
Bailey's a lot quicker than defense.
But then I think all the defences that come off now, so he can probably just leave that till the last pick, really.
I've got the big fins there loaded up on my device. There's a curveball, of course, from the experience. Oh, look, I'm looking at the fins, seeing them then. You know, I don't have any interest in them at all.
Oh, there you go. On the
I just like
clock.
the kids.
And Giovanni Bernard goes to Hansen. Did you have Giovanni Bernard last year, Hansen?
Yeah, for a small
Just have a look at
player,
Days.
But I let him go. I have faith.
He scored.
Let him go.
He played well for Hansen, I believe, and then he dropped off a little bit.
Yeah, Travis.
Analysing the situation.
Last year.
You can see him looking at CJ Anderson.
And this, oh no, he's glove with the two
of the
picks
Carolina
now.
Panthers.
Some good RBs out
Some
there
good
still.
running-backs out there.
There's no Rashad Penny, but there is Royce Freeman, another good rookie. If we do know he likes to take his time on the picks.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what the if I should take a chance on Royce Freeman if he's a rookie I want to be taking a bet on.
He's probably going to start for Denver.
He's a second stringer apparently. According to this.
Him and Devontae Booker will probably share snaps.
I've took a punt on Penny, haven't I? Because I like his name.
At this point, we're not really. You're not really going to get starting running back. Oh, good ones.
Hi,
Really.
Chloe. I know that anyway he is. Cornerback then. No, is he not a centre back? Not a DJ, no.
And 10
Not what I was
seconds
thinking of either.
for glove.
What do they call DJ?
The bear, yeah.
CJ
he was.
Anderson goes.
There you go, Jack. The big number 30.
And this was the current DJ, who was the number 12. Hello?
Oh no, there he is, he's back.
And there he is.
Oh, it's tense this.
Who's picking?
Me no.
Glove taking his time.
So I have two together all the time, don't I? So I don't get a chance to.
Well, of course, I've had two together and I've not took very long at all. Because you
there
have
he
your
is,
time
there
to
he
sort of
is.
sit through and select, you know. Sorry? Who did better in the fantasy
He's just
season?
called you a fucking
I did.
cunt there.
He said he wonders who will do better in the
Oh, he wonders
fantasy
who will
season.
do better.
The rusher on the slow. The hair on the top.
No, I was not rushing. No, because I've been slowly looking through the players, getting the either already for when it comes around to me, because I have to wait that long.
50 seconds left.
We've got all day.
There's plenty of time here.
Another 4 minutes.
Cartwright will only be kicking off because he has to go to work, of course, in half an hour.
Plenty of time.
There is. And I'm also sweating my ass.
Yeah, I'm fucking sweating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you are sat in a hoodie, James.
Cheers, Jeff.
Well, of course.
That better.
Yes,
Well done.
reasonable.
It's making me cold, but
I do have the FNF.
Oh, this is fucking brutal.
Brutal for you.
Lovely.
3 seconds. 2.
Julian Edelman.
Who did he rush in there at the end?
Julian Edelman, he took there.
The guy's banned.
He is banned, but
Is
only
he actually?
only for a couple of weeks.
Oh.
That's funny that. Takes so long and it's still shit.
And here comes Hansen. He'll be confident with who he's taking
Ted
now.
Ginn.
Ted Ginn.
Ted Ginn.
Get
Good
in.
selection.
Do you remember when he got 2 kick returns against the Jets?
Isaiah
Ted Ginn.
Crowell.
I do. Crowell goes to Rob. He might be a
Will
starting running back at
Will Lutz, kicker.
Will Lutz. What's the Salamanders going to do here? That's going to be someone like Royce Freeman.
Marco Royce. Roy.
Sheffield Salamanders.
Pardon me.
Royce Freeman.
Royce
Yeah,
Freeman.
Royce Freeman went there.
Kings now.
Go on, Kings.
He's going to Jamal
Kings.
Williams.
Look at that, all of 9 seconds used. Beautiful.
Your team is now on the
Will
clock.
Hamilton Hill.
Pick up there. Who's that?
Mohamed Sanu, the former Bengal.
Will Fuller was great last year.
And he's picked his character count I was going to pick there.
And Will Fuller has been taken. Here comes
frustration.
Bailey's.
Much to his frustration. Ryan Bailey's pick the Patriots. The Green Bay
I
team.
picked right, yeah.
I picked Maurice
Yeah, I was
Goodwin.
going to say about it.
Solid pick there from Dino.
Your team is now on the clock.
Good pick
Your
there.
team is now on the clock.
There's
Rattling through them
Bruce gets
dreams.
picked by Springer,
Who's up
but
for the
obviously that'll be set on his auto thing there, so
Jack,
unfortunately.
who's out for the season?
Jerry's juice.
I'm not asked about that one.
Jerry
James takes Harrison Butker, he goes for a kicker.
Who's best to pick for your bench? Just fucking any position.
With his best available, probably, yeah.
Run backs and receivers probably count.
Yeah. Cool.
Stagnating his career.
Veterans.
What does it mean?
And he takes Robbie Anderson, then Emmanuel Sanders goes.
Oh, hang on, let me just double check see what I'm needing here.
Sean Jackson goes late.
That's a good pick, that.
Cheers.
Bailey's going to do here.
And we're going across the board there. We'll go for a bit.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
I don't know what I've done to my thingy there. It's gone a little bit fucked up there, so I've lost all my things.
How many picks on that?
Dino is going to do here.
Listen to what I say.
Got them all back.
Got
I've got them all back. Don't you worry about that.
Hey.
Play that song in years.
What am I going to do?
I've actually heard it in years. I said I haven't heard that song in years.
I don't know. So we're going to get took down now for copyright, aren't we, from our perfect rendition? Don't laugh too hard.
Your team is now on the clock.
Phil Rivers is gone, that's a good pick. Oh! And that Aguilar up there, I can see.
I'm definitely thinking about
Very good selection.
Round 12. Philip Rivers.
We've still got players like Rashard Matthews.
Gabriel Bonhar.
Doesn't Aguilar just go there? And here comes Sam Top Ashbottom. What's Dave going to do? Who's he picked? Sammy Watkins, not a bad player.
Jimmy Moo is gone.
What?
DJ Moore there. Kelvin
Yeah,
Benjamin,
sounds
someone who
not the
obviously doesn't know
original.
anything.
Not the damn original though, is it?
It's not the OG, is it?
Look.
Andrew Luck does go. That's nice to see.
Eric Swoop.
Your team
Projected
is now on the
zero.
clock.
Famous and Crowder.
Jamison Crowder is a good pick.
TD12 now.
I feel like I know what TB12 might do.
Is it the guy I've got highlighted? Not him.
No, probably not.
Me.
Backup QB.
Who's he gone for?
Yeah.
Dak Prescott's a great pick.
Not for me, he wasn't.
As a backup behind Brady, I think he's not bad.
Alex
That
Smith.
was my start.
And Red Alex Smith gone. It's a good selection. Oh, he's picked at pace here as well.
Nice swiftly there. Really good
Trying
position.
to see what else I need in my team now.
A lot of people going for the backup QBs at this point.
Before I get too thin on the ground. Any standout players?
Christ, I didn't know he played for Philadelphia.
Who?
Big Mike. One of the best Steelers of all time. Big Mike Wallace.
Oh. Didn't know that either.
No, did I? No. Have you got him on the loan? Seasons long loan from the Vikings.
This your last pick, this glove?
Your team is now on the clock.
Oh no, you've got another one, yeah. Carlos Hyde's a good pick because he's probably going to start. Pardon me.
God,
We have got one more pick left, haven't we? I have the final pick of the draft. That's it.
That's right.
Oh, so you get to be Mr. Irrelevant.
I opened it and closed it.
Ever pick the draft.
You picked Aguayo.
Roberto Aguayo.
And he's come from Aguayo there. It's an interesting one.
Mason Crosby. David Njoku.
Mason Crosby goes off to Njoku.
Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota.
Is Dola injured?
Baker Mayfield.
And Amendola's fit. Baker Mayfield goes off. Have to take him. Why not?
Are you steaming Big Danny here?
Okay. If he comes to me after this pick here.
Sam Topper. Bottom.
I have to go for fucking Martavius Bryant then, aren't
We were listening to that song I did.
I don't know. It's just in my head for some reason. I think it's when you played in your car. Was it your car or somewhere?
Me?
Not around Peter's, I think.
I fucking wasn't playing that song.
That's what you did. We were playing all those random classics.
Yeah, but I was fucking certainly didn't play that.
No, he was. Wasn't that the time when he was playing
It's been on somewhere recently.
stuff like Hardstyle and all that?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I certainly would not have played that song.
Your team is now on the clock.
Tyler Eifert. It was a decent pickup for the second last round.
Yeah, very.
I wonder who Mr. Irrelevant's going to be. He was picking last glove. Started it off and then was going to finish it off as well. This really pointless last round where it's basically going to be kickers and backups.